when you're hopping on. I'm gonna hang out with you guys while this isn't really lunch, but it is snack of the day. Good old mozzarella stick, and this is from Costco. It's actually really good. It's a Righteous Felon Craft Jerky Savory and Smoky Beef Stick. Only 1 gram of sugar, 9 grams of protein. I have been having, has anyone had this happen? I don't know what's going on, but I have been having lately where probably the last 9-10 months, maybe longer, I don't know. I started noticing once we moved to Puerto Rico. But after I eat, I get like really shaky, almost the opposite of like feeling like, well, your blood sugar is low. But I'm like, I just ate, this is so weird. But it's after I eat, my blood sugar is just like dropping. So I have been wearing like a blood sugar monitor for a while now. And I just notice it that throughout the night, my blood sugar is dropping. I talked to my doctor about it. He was like, you are not someone who can fast. This is really common with people with insulin resistance or PCOS, to have like hypoglycemia like after they eat. And so basically I just need to be doing a better job of having like more balanced foods. So like fat and protein, or don't just eat carbs and don't stack it with the protein. But when I'm doing that, it's like, it's dropping low, like 60, 55, 50. My monitor just says like under 55. So it won't even pick up under 55. So I don't know how low it's getting, but it'll stay low like throughout the night, some. And then for like an hour or two. And then, this might be crazy to eat. Anyways, so here we are. Just a reminder, if you haven't had a snack yet today, eat a snack. But if anyone struggles with that, I would love to know what you typically eat throughout your day to help it not tank. Because it makes me feel, I don't feel like I've felt 100% healthy yet since being sick. I just feel like my blood pressure is a little weird. Even last night, like my lower number was over 100. Like, I don't know, just having some weird food type things and body type things. Cheers to a cheese stick. How was your weekend? Drop it below what you did. I love a good cheese stick. Whoever made these made them a little saltier than normal. I would know because I'm a connoisseur of mozzarella sticks. And it definitely tastes saltier than typical cheese stick. Maybe it's just the brand, but I like it. Okay, so we went to a new church yesterday. Adam was out of town. It was just me and the kids. And honestly, we overslept for the church that we've been trying out. And I'd love to tell you it's the first time we've done this, but we've done it several times. We have to be there. It's 30 minutes away. We have to be there by 9. It's just like, and I just don't feel like it's a good fit for us. We've tried it now at least 10, 15 times, and no one is like, the kids don't really have kids their ages, or the language barrier is like, if there are kids, they don't speak the same language, or I just haven't felt like it was, I think that's why we're consistently missing church, is because we're not really enjoying the church we're going to. So we're like, we're just gonna watch live stream from our old church in Tennessee. And we did, and it was great. But during the live stream of church, I just was like, this is just not the same as going to church, right? I'm glad we got to go, but it's just not the same. So, I was so brave yesterday. If you are an introvert, have any sort of social anxieties, anything like that, it is so scary to go do something new, and especially without my extroverted husband. And so I just told the girls, I was like, why don't we look and see if we can find a church maybe for next weekend that we go to. We'll keep watching. Nothing wrong with watching online. I just don't feel like it's quite the same experience as like fellowshipping with other people, or like, not that you can't see or feel the presence of the Lord at your own home, but I just want to find us a really good church here. So we went to a new church, and I went by myself with the kids. And it kind of reminded me of my single mom days, but it was good. I don't know if that's where we'll stay, but I was proud of myself for going, and it was a good experience. We're gonna go back. I don't feel lightheaded right now, but whenever my blood sugar drops low, I feel really, really, really shaky and dizzy. So, or like have to sit down and like, what is going on? I feel really weird. I honestly feel like my blood pressure is high is what I feel like, but it isn't. It's my blood sugar is really low. So, anyways, I don't think we'll ever move back to Tennessee. We love it here. We just haven't found a great church fit, but we love everything, and I don't doubt God will like bring that. And I agree. I think kids need a kid service, or kids need other kids their age or that speak the same language to like hang out with, you know? So, all right, TrimFit and greens. I feel like the older you get and the more you're like learning about your body, or like, I don't get enough greens. I had tried so many types of greens. They were disgusting, and these taste so good, and I'm so grateful. When I heard Beautiful You was launching greens, I literally was like, disgusting. I will not sell those. It was like gross. Then I was on a retreat, and they were like, here, we're coming out with these, try them. And I was like, I hate greens, because I had tried several brands before that tasted like dirt and gritty and gross tasting and everything. And then I had these, and they kind of taste like mild pineapple. And if you mix with TrimFit, they taste actually delicious. I prefer the taste of my TrimFit greens more than just TrimFit. And it gives you over 100 fruits and veggies and things in your diet that I don't get if you eat a lot of cheese sticks and protein sticks. Seems like we're always going to a new church. We've probably been to 5 since we've been down here. And I don't want to, like, I think it's important if you're going to spend your time every week going, like, that you should line up with the pastor's values, or like one of them, I just felt like, I don't know, he said like 3 different things that I was like, don't agree with that at all. I don't think that's even biblical, and gave me a weird feeling. That was at a church where the congregation was incredibly nice. So it's like, if I could pick these different things and put them together, I'm like, oh, love the congregation here, love the people here, love the children's church here. But we're trying to find like, where do we feel fed? And so maybe even be 6 churches, I don't know. But I would just refuse to just stay somewhere where I'm like, this last one, we were kind of like, okay, let's just make this one it, you know? And we've been like participating and stuff. There's nothing necessarily like wrong about it. I just don't feel like my kids are getting any. The Veda loves the nursery. My bigger kids, no one's like, they're just in service with me, but they're not plugged in. And I feel like they're in such a age where it's so important for them to be getting connected and plugged in and like work on their spiritual life and commitment and everything. Nine grams of protein. All right. Let's do it. We're gonna get ready. Adam got back at like 2 o'clock in the morning last night. His flight was delayed, which he told me that there was a pelican stuck in the propeller. And I was like, we're in Atlanta. How long has that been in there? He was like, I don't know. They're having to like disembark us. Then he FaceTimes me. He had been on the plane. And then he was back in the lobby and he was complaining how his shoes were too small. And I was like, maybe you could get a pair of shoes that fit and just, you know, leave those behind because they don't fit you anyways. Like, anyways, and I was like, that's crazy. There was a pelican. And he was like, oh, I was just kidding about the pelican. I totally thought he was serious that there was a pelican in the propeller. Oops, just dropped something. What was that? I'm not even looking for like a perfect church. I'm just looking for more, when you're in an area where obviously the primary language here is not English. So the primary language where we live is Spanish. I do not speak Spanish. Lo siento, aprendo español. I'm sorry, I'm learning Spanish. Like, but I think a lot of, in order for us to learn, that for sure I need to be going to like either, and some of them are English where they like translate back and forth, where you wear headphones and you listen and it translates, but things like that. It's like I'm not looking for like I don't expect any church is perfect or that, you know, whatever, but I do think that it should check some boxes. And you know, I don't know, it's just been a little bit, but yesterday we are gonna go back to that church, at least with Adam, and see how it is. It was a lot of young people. There were a lot of kids. There were a lot of English speaking kids, which we have not had. Any of the churches we've gone to so far have not been. And with this said, my kids were too chicken to go to kids church, but they were just like intimidated. So they didn't even end up going to kids church, but they had it as an option. And eventually when they're not nervous, I would think they will go. But Beta went and she loved it, and she took her baby and she said everyone loved her baby. So there we have it. All right. But yeah, we're just trying to and to be honest, we went to several churches back in Tennessee. I have some that I prefer more than others. Adam grew up, he grew up Church of Christ. I grew up evangelical, like Church of God, charismatic. And so also I think trying to find like a good balance. We're just trying to find it. None of them are awful. Nobody's been doing anything crazy. It's just, I feel like when it happens, you're like, this is it. Okay. One day, if ever, Ophir will launch foundation again. I'm almost out, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I even bought 2 when I knew that they were going to like go out of stock for foundation, and I bought 2 of them. And now I'm almost out. Maybe I'll do like a little series, like trying different foundations. That would be really fun. Beta is the best. She is just so outgoing. So we could go to their church. We've gone to a lot of activities that my friend Jenny's church is, but they go to a different type of church than what we go to. So, but we love participating. Their church has been so warm to us. A lot of our friends go to their church and have been so great. We just have like different religions. So we don't go, but we love them. We love their church. We love their church family. It honestly has been one of our greatest blessings here in Puerto Rico. So we actually participate a lot. with getting to go visit. It's the Mormon church, and they're fabulous and kind and loving to us and our family. It's just, that's not our denomination. But yeah, so I know. Yeah, Veda takes after Adam, and all of the other kids are a little more shy like me. But that's why I get questions about that all the time. Like, just go with Jenny. I'm like, I do follow her everywhere, and I do go to almost all their things. My kids are in a cooking class that someone from their church puts on. Like, we really do love that community. It's been absolutely one of our biggest blessings of like meeting people here. They've been so kind to us. So kind. Just for Sunday morning church, we want to go to something more like what we did back home. So, okay, here we go. Setting powder. But I do feel open to talk about it because I think sometimes people feel like maybe you went to the same church forever, or you're like, well, you've been there because your parents went there, or something happens and you just quit going completely. And so kind of just to normalize, sometimes you just try new places, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, you know? And have I been live since my home goods run? I think I have. I think I went live every day except for the weekend. I was gonna go live late last night, but I couldn't get Veda to bed, and Adam at a reasonable hour at like 10:30. She finally was down, and I was like, it's too late to send out a text to you guys. So, me? I'm shy? Yes. In real life? Oh my gosh. I'm such a nervous human. Like, give me one friend over in the corner, we'll hang out. So shy. And that's so funny. Online, it doesn't bother, like, it's not as intimidating because I'm just sitting here eating a beef stick in my office, like, hanging out with my friends. And it feels like if you didn't want to hang out, you can just leave. Like, I'm not making anyone be here. I'm not making you hang out with me. Then you throw in real life, and you're like, I just have so many insecurities, and I just get so nervous. So Ophir has been coming out with a lot of new stuff. They came out with these really nice lip jellies. I'm gonna show them to you today. I actually have to film some of that later. And they have some cheek tones that are really nice. They have a new bronzer that's really nice. You can save 35% on Ophir's site if you need makeup. The only thing right now I feel like is a little wah-wah is they're out of foundation. Okay, I'll show you my shirt. I am not really a ghosty person, but this one is so cute, and it reminds me of Veda. For the last while has been putting a sheet over her head, and she'll go like, ooh, like when she doesn't. I have it on video. I'll post it in my stories. When she doesn't want to go to bed, she's like, I'm not out of bed, it's a ghost. And it's just so cute, and this reminds me of that. And so I got this shirt, and I think it is absolutely adorable. I got it from Pink Lily. I have a Pink Lily discount code too if you want to check it out. This is it says creep it real. It's like a little, but I know it doesn't feel like it yet, or at least maybe where you are it does, but it's like almost that time. Little fall vibes. Yes, I am loving all the cream stuff that they're coming out with. I have like the hiccups. I'm so sorry. It's the beef stick. I don't know. Oh no. Let me take a sip. I hate when that happens. I had this a couple years ago when I lived in Tennessee, and I was heavier. And then when I donated a bunch of stuff, I donated it. And then they came back out with it, and I ordered a second one in a smaller size, and because my other one was already gone. But it's just so cute. Okay, confession. Well, it's pouring down rain. I was gonna say I'm gonna go for a walk, but I have done horrible with my steps. Today, I'm getting back on it. I just keep it like, I think there's so many people who could say they're doing something and they're not, or they're like, I got my steps, but they didn't, or life happens, or maybe they've done so good and they've done it every single day. But I think it's very easy to be like, I'm doing a step challenge. Then you miss 3 or 4 days of hitting your goal and you're like, well, I'm just done, screw it. So I'm no longer competing for the prize that Beautiful You is offering to do the step challenge, but I'm still gonna go back to getting my steps in. I just had a really hard time keeping up with while Adam was out of town, all the kids' activities, had one sick kid that was puking profusely for 2 days. I had another kid that got sick, and I know that sounds like just excuses. I didn't want to leave them home at night to walk my neighborhood by myself. And I've got this irrational fear, like, what if I got attacked by a dog or something? Or what if I was out and Adam isn't here or something happened to me? So I kind of had like a little bit of anxiety to go walk the neighborhood, even though typically if he's here with them, I don't care, but I didn't really want him being in London. I didn't want to be walking the neighborhood alone at night or even with the dog and be like, I just was nervous. So I didn't get my steps in. All that to be said, I could have gotten up earlier, but I wasn't sleeping well because I don't sleep great when he's out of town. And I just have a lot of excuses. That is really where, that's all it is. I didn't get my steps in because I didn't make it a priority. I didn't rearrange my day necessarily. And some days I don't even know if I could have, but I could have paced my house, you know, anyways. But I didn't. So, but today is the day. We'll just go. And if you don't hit it, it doesn't mean it's over. If you ate something bad, it doesn't mean like, well, blew it for the month. No. Just that day didn't work out. And like, what does the best version of you do? Do they pick up or do they just quit? I have taken my supplements every single day, so that's good. Okay, this is Mesa is the color, and it's the darker shade of the Geosculpt Blendable Cream Bronzer. But I'm honest about it. And sometimes to me, I can watch other people doing things and it's like, how did they not screw up once? Like, he did that 30 days, 100 days. Like, you're telling me you didn't have a cheat meal or a slip up where you got them in every single day. Maybe they have less kids that get sick, or maybe they didn't get sick. I don't know. I just feel like, or I also need to work on myself. Like, if I'm going to call it a priority, make it a priority. And I realize that, so that's why I'm like, okay, we're making it a priority again, you know? But I do need to get a walking pad. I used to have one in Tennessee and I gave it to my mom, but I really didn't use it much. I need one I could like get out and take back, but I think I would enjoy, ooh, that was some serious thunder. I think I would enjoy a walking pad. Okay, so those are the new shades that I have to film today. All right. We're gonna go in with Pink Apple. But so I kind of share, and I've done this my entire career, or whatever you want to call it, journey on the internet, of just being like, well, just transparently, this is what's going on. And here are my intentions. And sometimes I have crushed it. Like, I feel like I am really proud of myself for a lot of consistent things that I have done. And then sometimes I just like, that didn't go as planned. Okay, I absolutely love this color. I'm just gonna take my setting powder and just go down my nose. I had a really sweet experience last night at Church's Chicken. The kids wanted Church's Chicken for dinner. They have honey biscuits. If you've never tried one, they're glorious. And that's what they wanted for dinner. So I always get nervous going through the drive-thrus here because I don't speak Spanish and I just don't want to hold up a line that speaks English there, please. And sometimes there is, sometimes there's just not. Nor everyone's always very, very nice, but you know, so I pull around and get our order in. There was someone there to help me who spoke English. It was great. And I pull up to the thing and I notice like a couple girls like laughing right off to the side as I pull up, like kind of like looking, and I thought, oh, I bet they're wanting to know like who's the idiot that can't speak Spanish. That was like in my mind. So this goes to tell you, like, our minds come up with stories. It's mostly because I'm embarrassed that like I do Duolingo every day. Or I have for the last, I'm on like a 100-day streak right now. I am trying to do it every day. And I am trying to learn, and I just feel embarrassed that I don't know it, right? So I'm assuming they're making fun of me, but I'm like, okay, well, I would, who knows, you know, like they're teenagers, whatever. And so the lady comes up to the window and goes, so sorry, everyone's coming to stare at you. You're so beautiful. And I was like, oh, thank you. And so, but it reminded me how quickly we are to like have a story in our head of what's going on in someone's life, or what's going on, what are people saying about us, what is happening, and then what is actually happening. And so 2 more people came over, and like it ended up being several people came to see, and they're like, your eyes are just so pretty and you're just so beautiful. And we always like to see like when Americans come in, like, oh, like, because it's like different, you know. And anyways, it ended up being totally different than what I had in my head, which was they hated me and they're making fun of me. And instead they were like just curious and actually super sweet and complimentary. But I told Lexi, I told my kids, they were in the car with me because we're getting church food after, and I said that's how easily our brain can tell us a story of what was happening and what is actually happening. And I was like, this is such a good teachable moment for myself and for you guys, that not always what something looks like is what it is. And sometimes you just have to tell your brain, like, stop. Like, no, they probably aren't. Like, always think the best intentions and like lead with, I bet they're doing this, but make it positive, you know, instead of like our own insecurities dictating a totally different story. But I just found that to be really interesting. It was such a nice and like sweet experience, but I thought it was something different. And I don't know, it just kind of reminded me, like, how often do we act a certain way because we thought this was going on, and really that might not be it at all. So like, I don't know, it was just a good reminder that I just need to be more open-minded or more positive or less. Really, it was like my own insecurities, you know, that were playing out this script when it had nothing to do with actual life. So for anyone else, it was maybe it was a had to be there moment. I'm not sure if I'm like hitting it right here, but we all left that experience being like, because my kids saw it, and you know, so then I'm feeling dumb anyways. So I'm like making fun of myself. I'm like, well, they're laughing. I guarantee they're laughing at me because I don't know Spanish, you know? And so and then it comes out that that's not the thing at all. And it was just such a good moment to be like, hey, we can make up negative stories and they aren't always true. And sometimes our brain is just like spitfire thinking how to keep you safe, how to like not get you feeling rejected, like all these things. We'll make fun of ourselves when we don't even have to, like just because we don't want rejection, when really you need to like get a hold of your brain and be like, that's interesting, you know? Maybe they just watched a funny TikTok and it has nothing to do with you. Like, I don't know. We all were like, we can do better. And thankfully, it wasn't a bad experience and they were very nice. The joke, yes, I always joke to cover my insecurities, you know, or like things like that. And it's like, it almost feels, if I can point it out first before you do, then you can't like make fun of me because I already made fun of myself. When a lot of times no one was trying to make fun of me anyways. I just was having like insecurities. It was a good teachable moment. Okay, Rachel said, we're so quick to think or believe negative about ourselves sometimes and think of it as the devil trying to get you, and you gotta shoo it away. For real. It's like, oh mercy, I'm not gonna take this over. Okay, you guys wanna do a fun eyeshadow? I haven't done like a fun eyeshadow look in a minute. Fall is upon us. Let's do this. Trying to decide. Do you want to go gray? Do you want to go copper? I feel like gray matches what I have on. I don't tend to do gray often. Probably haven't seen me do a gray. But I do know a lot of people who love gray makeup tutorials. So in honor of those who love a good smoky eye, let's do this. This is the Perennial palette from Ophir. If anyone has this palette, drop a heart below. And we are going to start out with this really nice creamy champagne color. Donna, I think gray will be really cute with this too. It'll be like a little gray with a little brown because I like warmer tones for my skin tone, so I'll show you how to do that. All right, I personally like to pat on to my lids whatever base shade I'm using. I feel like it goes on, I'll show you the difference. If you pat it onto your skin, it kind of looks like this. If you use some sort of fluffier brush, it will be way more opaque. And if you use a stiffer brush, it's going to be more like you patted it on. So you can decide what, like you can barely see the one that I used with the fluffy brush. So you can kind of decide based on what consistency you want. So typically like a darker, not darker, it's a lighter shade, but like less opaque, more pigmented on my eyelids, and then softer as we go up. Ooh, so many people have this palette. Twins. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this. These are both a very pigmented color. So this is like deep, and this one is also a dark color. They're both dark. So we're going to play with this just a little and get a transition color going before we add in these darker tones, and I can get a shade variation depending on what brushes I use. Okay. So we're going in with this top color. It doesn't look dark at all, but when you put it in your crease with a fluffy brush, it's actually a great transition color. This is just gonna give you something that's blending to where you can throw in that darker, smokier, grayer color, and it's not like, wow. I remember one of my friends, I did her makeup for her wedding. I used to do makeup for people all the time, special events, makeup for weddings, makeup for bridesmaids, mother of the brides. My weekends were spent either photographing weddings or doing makeup for weddings. And galas, like I absolutely loved doing makeup on people. Like I just love a good transformation. I think it's really, really fun. But as my business grew, and I had so my family grew, got a couple kids, it became increasingly harder to like get childcare and be away from my kids all day and like doing all these things, whereas I can do this online and teach people. So it's kind of like the give a man a fish, which was me doing their makeup, or teach a man to fish, which is me teaching you guys here. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the lighter of the two and just a little bit on this brush, okay? You can always add more, but you can kind of see they are incredibly pigmented. So start with less and always add in more. And you might be like, that's not a lot at all. It's kind of the point. If you've ever done your makeup with a smoky eye and you feel like a raccoon, you're using way too much. So again, that's about how much is on it, but I'll show you on my hand. Like if I put it on directly, it'll be about that dark. You're just gonna play with it until you get how you like it. I personally like to play with less and build layers. And the reason I do that is because I don't want to look like I've been punched in the face. So I'm just doing a V on the outer corner here with a really fluffy brush. This one is a Morphe M433. It came in my kids' Ipsy box. They also have an e.l.f. brush that is, e.l.f. has one at Target for $3 that I also have. Any of those would work fine. Like, that's what I think this is. Just a tapered, fluffy brush. So you can kind of see. Now I'm gonna go to the other eye because I like to work, keep them even, like 1, 1, 1, 1. I cannot do a full eye and then go make this one look the same. But I can do it like this. The reason I love this palette is because it has warm and cool tones, and it really is a great transition palette, or you can use these colors with like a brighter palette or a funky color, or you have deep set hooded eyes, so it's so hard to do a smoky eye on yourself. So one of the things you could do is do it with your eye open and give yourself the illusion of where your crease would be, and that's where you will go in. Are the brushes I use hypoallergenic? You have sensitive lids? I have no idea. I would have to Google it. I have Ophir's brushes. They're great. If budget isn't like an issue for you, and maybe for you, if you have sensitive eyelids, you might want to spend on like nicer brushes. This one, again, like I have such a brush range. I have so many brushes. I love brushes. I don't really look at the brand. I look at kind of like, how do they feel and how functional are they? Some of them are cheap. Some of them are a little more expensive. But I definitely, if that is something you need to be sensitive of, I would stick with a brush brand that you really like. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with just like a little stiffer brush and take that lighter brown. I just always like to do this underneath and kind of everywhere. I just like to have a little bit of a transition color. So now we're gonna go in with that darker gray. Then we're gonna add the darkest part to the outer corner and right in the crease. So here's the darker gray. And it's amazing, once you start blending them, you're like, whoa, I don't really see brown at all. You just see like a smooth transition. So yes, so I would pick things that are like what makes a really big difference for your makeup. Personally, I love a great foundation brush. It would be like if you were painting the walls of your house with your hands. Well, that's not gonna look very great. Or you're painting it with a super cheap brush. Same thing with your eyes. I love like a good fluffy brush, but I don't even think for some of these, price doesn't always make a difference. Like, feel it. How does it feel? How does it hold? You know, and I found that you can get some really affordable brushes that do a great job. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with just a teeny bit of the very darkest color. And I'm going to go right here in that crease. And then up a little towards my brow. And now we're gonna take our little brush and fluff it out. It's just gonna give you a little more dimension to your smoky eye. Like if we went in completely with just this color, you would look ridiculous. But by blending it out and having small areas that have a dark spot. Okay, and then once you've blended a good amount, sometimes your original base color just disappears. So I like to take just a tiny bit of that cream and just go back into the inner corner and then softly blend the two together. Same thing, I'm gonna take the very darkest color. And we're gonna put on mascara. I got, do you hear Christian? He's like learning the guitar. He's been taking guitar lessons for homeschooling and he's crushing it. Great job, Christian. Okay, I used a mascara yesterday that I thoroughly enjoyed. It's gonna show it to you. If you can see the line at all, just keep blending. Okay, so this is from, I love hearing him play too. He's like really gotten into the guitar. It's so cute. Adam's mom bought him a guitar at the end of summer, and he's been doing lessons. He has lessons today actually. He's been doing lessons, he's been practicing, and he's really into it. It's so cute. Okay, this is in the youth collection. This is the, my Ophir mascara right now is pretty dried out. And if you've seen me struggling with it, I need to order some more. But I used this, and it has like a comb on one side that is more for lengthening, and then a comb on the other side that's shorter. So you kind of just rotate. So I use the shorter one to go all over, really add on. But this is a really nice clean mascara, and I used it for church yesterday, and I was like, my lashes are lashing. Okay, so I tried to book us. Adam and I are going on a little trip, and we're going leaf peeping in the New England area. Like, we're gonna go to Vermont and New Hampshire and you know, flying into Boston, all those things. So there's a place called the Golden Farm, and you're supposed to be able to play with golden retrievers, and they have puppies right now, and it is an actual farm, but they have golden retrievers. I used to have a golden retriever. His name was Charlie. He was amazing. Has anyone been around long enough that you remember Charlie? We had to put him to sleep. He had a bad tumor whenever I was pregnant with Veda, and he had to be put to sleep. But this farm has golden retrievers. And I was like, this is gonna be perfect. We're gonna go visit. It'll be amazing. And there's no spots open. And I do not typically do this, but when you're desperate, I am not one to like ask for a lot of handouts or be like, throw out, like, I'm an influencer. I want to hang out with these dogs. And I wrote them a message and said, hi, my name's CORTNEYSWANN. I see you don't have any availability. I feel so bad even admitting to this. And I was like, I'm an influencer. I have this many followers. I would love to collab with you. And if you happen to have any cancellations, I would love to like share your page and like share my experience. And I was totally throwing out my, like, please pick me. Like, you want me to come to your farm? Please give me a spot. Which I don't ever do, but I want to go hang out with these dogs. And there's no spots. And I was like, maybe they'll pick me, or maybe I could do an early something or be part of a group, but like give an extra spot because maybe they think it'll be good for their business. And I will tell. It's not a lie. It's not like I wouldn't tell you guys. I want to go. Like, there's a farm when I'm taking Dad on that trip, and there's a farm in Vermont that's called the Golden Farm, and they have like golden retrievers like Charlie.
Like Charlie?
Yeah, and they have like 20 puppies right now, and so you can pay for an experience where you go hang out with the dogs all day, or like for 2 hours. And they have a farm too. They have apples, they have honey, they have a beehive. Are you wanting to show them your tricks?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, because I've been practicing this, and I showed them last time, but I wasn't good at it.
Okay, you've been practicing?
But I've been practicing, so now
My
I'm really
son
good at
wants
it.
to show you his guitar, so everybody be nice.
Yeah.
And listen. I'm kidding. Good job!
Yeah.
Grandma's gonna watch this and be like, so excited.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, he's using the guitar.
You have been. You have lessons today. So whatever you're supposed to practice before today's lesson.
I was supposed to practice this, and I haven't been practicing.
Uh-oh. You need to like really practice today then. Alright, let me finish this. Alright, work on your stuff.
I'm doing my school.
Okay, love you. Everybody say good job.
I wanted to see Dad. I wanted to show Dad because Dad's always really impressed.
I know. Is he still here or did he leave?
I don't know where he is. I don't know.
We'll go look for him. Nice. He's doing really great. Okay. He's just screaming through the house. Hey, bud, why don't you look in the driveway and see if 2 cars are still here? Before we keep just screaming. Okay, so I really loved, can you tell? I feel like my lashes look really long. And then use the comb side and kind of like, but as it's drying, I feel like when you lift, it's a little stiff and like not too stiff, but you can manipulate your lashes to have some curl. Anyways, thoroughly enjoying this. Yeah, Christian is homeschooled. Okay, so you can kind of tell how we did darker on the outer corner, how that opens up. Well, y'all watched me do this, so. Yeah, he's getting better and better. So we have a lot of fun things we've been working on this year with Christian. I might even start vlogging like certain stuff that we're doing, or just things that I feel like have been working this year. Over the years, regular education has not always been the best fit for Christian, like in a school environment. And then we've homeschooled, and some of the things we've tried homeschooling also have been like frustrating for him, frustrating for me. Like, what has he excelled in? What has been like the best way for him to learn? And now we're at the point where trying to like figure out what that is. And so there are a lot of kids down here in this area that homeschool. And I have gotten so much insight on what other families are doing, and it has really made a big difference. So this year we're doing more of an unschooling approach. It's more hands-on learning. It is more, he is in charge of what topics he wants to learn about. He is in charge, he still has to like do the work, but he's getting to have a little more control in how he learns it and what he learns. And I feel like it has made all the difference. Like most of the time he is, instead of me being like, have you done your school? Have you done your school? Have you done your school? Like, come on, you've got to do this. Like, instead of it being like that, most of the time he's like, okay, I already did. And ChatGPT kind of helped us with our blocks, and he knows what he has to do. Like, and we're switching it up. If it goes well this month, like, then you can keep these same things. If you didn't like something you did for that month, we can swap it, you know? And so anyways, it's been really working. Also, something we've been doing with the kids has been the cleanest cabin. And I don't know if you've ever had kids go to summer camp, but at camp, they have to keep their cabin clean. And then at the end of the week, somebody gets the cleanest cabin or dirtiest cabin. And the kids are getting points for, it's like from 1 to 5. And if it's super clean, there was like no trash, it's like perfect condition, right? No trash, all laundry was in the baskets, they made their bed, their shoes were where they, like all the things, then they get 5 points for that day. If they did a decent job, but maybe they left their shoes laying floppy, or maybe they didn't clean out the sink and didn't do, you know, something else, they might lose a point or two. If they just didn't do it at all and it looks disgusting, then they get like 0 points, you know, or 1 point. And so so that at the end of the month they can get a reward and they get to do something special just one-on-one with me and Adam. And so they have to have a certain amount of points to get to do that, and they get to pick what we do. And we have like a couple different rewards, or they can earn like a PlayStation gift card is what Christian wants, like you know, but they can earn different things for how many points they had. So my lashes have gotten so much longer. I've been using Barboletta lash serum. I did link that in the description of the video. And then yesterday was the first time in a long time I had used this mascara, and I was like, I'm really loving this. Also, I love it that I bought this mascara years ago, or maybe I didn't buy it. Maybe it came in a kit. I don't remember. I got this a long time ago, and it is not dried out. And that was my problem. My other one's dried out. So I was like, well, I love the fact that this is still really great after, it's kind of actually an old mascara. But it's from Pomifera, and it's in the youth category. It's the Shackley and Pomifera, owned by the same people. But I will say there's a little bit of a learning curve your first time or two of using it, of just which side of the wand you want to use. Like, are you wanting to like lengthen them, or are you wanting to, like right here where it's thinner, that's where I would like make them look longer. I just go here and it just separates your lashes. So just play with whatever side of the brush you like. I found it to be really nice. And I'm just gonna take it going in this way. I should have done less talking and more like working quicker to shape them. So the lash serum's from Barboletta, and then the mascara is from Pomifera. I will say this one is not waterproof whatsoever. So keep that in mind. Ophir, if you have watery eyes, Ophir's mascara is going to be the best for you. You have to have a actual some sort of mascara remover, oil-based type remover to get Ophirs off. But Ophir, you could almost be at a water park, even in their non-waterproof version, and it's going nowhere. And with this one, it comes off very simply with just like water. It's more of a tubing mascara. Okay, so what do we think about the smoky eye today? When I go for a more bold eyeshadow look, I typically do like a lighter lip look. So I think today we're just gonna use the shade Poppy, which is a lip jelly. I just think my lashes look great. Like, do you see that? They're like touching my brow. So what I found with having a lot of children, or maybe children that aren't as easy to teach in a traditional school setting type thing, its challenges are really good. Things that make it fun, they participate in things, they help cook dinner, they help cook things, like bring them along on the journey has really made a big difference in them wanting to do it, and that it's fun and not like tiring, because parenting can be tiring. Okay, so this is such a good color. So it's the shade Poppy, and I feel like it's a little warm. So we're gonna do a little bit of sangria on the outer edges. Also, I absolutely love a gray eyeshadow look with a red lip. I think it's so good. I really do think this mascara has made a big difference. I'm gonna order another one because this one is old. Old enough that I can't remember when I ordered it, so I know it's old. So I'm curious, like, if it was fresh, I bet it'd be even better, but I feel like it's amazing. I don't know, I just like the way my lashes like are looking with it on. I feel like they look, I don't know, pretty. I just like the way, and I feel like they like really helping them reach for the stars. But it is, my Pomifera link is in the description of the video, and it's just listed under the youth category, and it's just the Youth Lash Revitalizing and Conditioning Mascara. So, and I'll post it in my stories today too, but I feel like it's making my eyes pop, and they looked that way yesterday. Maybe that's why all the people at Church's Chicken were like your eyes, because it really did make my eyes just pop. Also something that popped, my fingernail popped off. So Carol's gonna come tomorrow and I'm getting my nails short. Look how long. I think I have like long nail blindness. I'm like, they're not that long. And then you look at the back and you're like, that's kind of long. Like I was like trying to get into an eye cream. Like that's kind of long. So I'm gonna go short tomorrow. Anyways, oh, I love that. Used a similar check system with your 3 children, even up to senior year. Every 5 checks was $1. And if they did something without complaining, they got extra checks. Payment was at the end of the month. Yes, I love it. Just think it's so good. Okay, I love the lip jelly too. It's really hydrating and it's not sticky whatsoever. This is the shade Poppy, which was the lighter color, and then I just put a little bit of sangria on it too, because I kind of like the look of the outer edges being a little darker. You could also use a liner if you don't want to get two things. But anyways, this is kind of our little full look. I am gonna take, do you have to join Pomifera to order one item? You just have to join as a customer. It's totally free. You can use my link. You become a customer, but there's no cost to it. It's just like a customer account, and then you can buy a product. But I definitely love this eyeshadow, or like mascara, and I might even try a couple other things. They actually have a good amount of. They have like a tinted moisturizer that I like that has SPF in it, and maybe a few things. I don't know. I just like playing with stuff. It's so fun. But I was like, what am I doing? Like, why haven't I even been using this? This is amazing. So, anyways, let me know what you think. I'm gonna chug this down, and I hope you guys have a really good day. I'm honestly so tired. I hope that TrimFit kicks in soon, because I am worn out and I have so much stuff to film today. Do you want to hear the crazy part? I actually, after this video is over, I'm going to have to wipe off and redo and change my shirt, and wipe off, redo, change my shirt, wipe off, redo, change my shirt, over and over and over, to try and get all the different things so that I can edit them down. Not everyone likes to watch a live, or some of the things they need, they don't want like a whole long video. They just want, you know, like under a minute or under 30 seconds of one product. So that's what I'm gonna do here in a second. But the tired part of me is like, but I'm ready. That's okay. I really do love this look. I feel like I don't want to end the live, because I'm like, that means I have to do the other stuff. Let's take some colostrum. I still want to do the rest. I just need like a full day of sleep is what I think I need. When your kids have been getting up like sick throughout the night all week and just so many things. I'm like, I'm tired. Colostrum. All right. This kind of tastes like butter cookie dough. If you dry scoop it, you can mix it with your water. It's unflavored, so it really does kind of just taste like a cookie dough. It's a little sweet. It has no artificial sugars in it. Grass-fed colostrum, no added sugars, hormone-free, antibiotic-free. But colostrum is great for your immune system. So considering I have had multiple children with flu-like symptoms or stomach bugs, I am not missing a day. This has elderberry in it. It also has colostrum, and it has echinacea. So it's really great if you are looking to boost your immune system. And that's it. That's all I have. I can take my hormone. And then I have to go do my other work. I really do love my job, and I love what I get to do. Some days I just feel like I would like a nap, but I have to get it done while my kids are at school. Okay, Okay, here we go. We're gonna take our hormone balance. This is just really good. I did finally start. I was so many days late, like five days late. I don't know what was going on last cycle. I have no idea. I really thought I was pregnant, but I'm not pregnant. And so anyways, back to this total hormone balance. I did take this consistently though, so I don't feel like I'm nearly as moody. I did feel like, gosh, am I ever gonna finally start my cycle? But I didn't feel awful, you know what I mean? So, okay, here we go. This is Aronia berry. It's really good if you have things that I have heard people message me that this has been like life-changing for these reasons are night sweats, just like mood swings, hormonal acne, and like bloating and just irritability. So Adam just pulled in, so I guarantee Christian will be happy to play the guitar for him. So I personally love it because it makes a really big difference with my PMS symptoms and just how irritated I am with the world when I'm on my cycle. That's where I notice the biggest difference. So, and that. If I don't have to film anything with the makeup I have on, I could show everyone how amazing Erase works. Erase does work amazing. So I'm gonna try and film today. I'll walk you through it. I'm going to show 3 different cheek tones. This is how I'll do it. I'm gonna show what I have on, and I will show this new cheek tone, right? And I'll do a video on this, then I'll change my shirt. And then I will take my foundation brush and kind of foundation over my makeup in a new shirt, and then I will do a demonstration, probably, this is what I'm thinking, I've already got it out, of these colors, and show, because these are new and they need this filmed. Then blend it all out, and then I could change my shirt and do a video of this and show how it works. And then I could change my shirt and do this. And the reason you change your shirt is because, well, every ad kind of needs to look different, you know? If your whole feed was like, oh, that's the same thing, you might be like, oh, I've already seen that video. Whereas if you have a different shirt on, you're like, oh, that's something new. And that's how it works. That's how, at least for me. I don't know how everybody else does it, but for me, the best luck we have is if I can do a bunch of recording on one day when I was kind of looking, and then I'll change my shirt again, and I will record a hair tutorial today. So that's my plan. So that's it. I love knowing how different people do different things. I have other friends that they just do like a little bit after each day, which sometimes I do that, but today I blocked it off on my schedule, like from 1 until 2:30, which is just an hour and a half. It's just filming, and I have a list of the things I need to film. So that's my plan. Change my shirt, change my shirt, change my shirt. That's it. So, anyways, I'm procrastinating, so, so I'm gonna go do that. But there are worse things I could have to do right now, so it's just lip gloss. Let's just change my shirt and lip gloss. I think it's just when you're tired and you're like, have you ever tried on clothes in a dressing room? You're like, whew, this wore me out. I think that's what I'm feeling right now. It's like, I just am kind of tired. And what I would really like to do is take a nap. But maybe if I can knock this out quick enough, maybe I could pull that off. Doubtful. I don't think I can get all that I need to get done in and out, but that'd be amazing. Anyways, okay, if you haven't tried the new mascara, if you've watched me for a long time, I can tell a big difference between the way my lashes look like this. It's just like a different look. Like they're a little longer and like fanned out, whereas with Ophirs, I feel like they are maybe like thicker and more false lashes looking. And then today for the palette, what I used was the Perennial palette. Good old faithful. Yeah. But those are my little behind the scene tricks. Tricks of the trade. I did not know that that's how some people did it, and it really made a big difference. Because I was like, how am I ever gonna get all this done? There's not enough days, not enough eyeshadow looks. So that's how we've been doing it for a few years now, and it's pretty effective. The biggest thing is I just have to do it. So I enjoy this part of it. The other part, I'm like, what am I gonna make now? So, all right. I love you guys. I hope you have the best day. And if you have questions about anything, you can send me a message, and I will talk to you later. All right. Bye, guys.